Hi there, what's up, my friends? So today I'm a little bit all over the place, but even then it's good to stop and just sit with you for a while and relax. I enjoy that, so we'll just breathe, and that connects, the mind and the body. If you concentrate on the breath, get aware of here and now. And everything is fine. Yeah. What an adventure this life is. Talking about this little note that we got, like adventure lately. Well, so for this I haven't planned at all. This is Friends Friday. And I'll just sit straight. And this bumpy cord here, I will have to do something about it. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Moving something here. Yeah, also I talked about me being more focused on like the things I want to talk about instead of the ASMR, or rather more so, but I think it's like a mix of it. So I'm not as focused on the topics as some people are, make great videos on certain topics, because I'm more random and more in. I'm doing it, yes, for the topics themselves or what it is I'm talking about. I like to talk about that, obviously, but also it's kind of a mix there, that I really do it for the relaxation and peace of it, So I'm not as good at ASMR as those who focus on that totally, and I'm not as good as those who focus in on topics, I guess. Yeah, maybe. I know things. I know a few things to talk about. And when I talk about my own experiences, obviously I've experienced them. Yeah, so so Friends Friday. Oh, so many thoughts, and part of me never want to restrict myself. I want to just be open out there and talk about everything. And then again, I feel like that's maybe not beneficial to you or me, and also people get these kinds of what's the word now? Not preconceptions, but prejudice is the word, yeah. So I'm not so sure about that, though. Sorry about the background sounds here. But I've actually went through certain things that I talked about books lately somewhat, and I found my old Bible, actually two. I thought this was the oldest, but I have my children's Bible still. For some reason I haven't, or I guess it was kept at my dad's or somewhere, since I haven't had it everywhere where I've moved or so on. But the Bible that I got when I got confirmed, or when I was like 14, 15, I still have it. In there, I found a letter. I have like a cover of leather with a cross, like a rose and cross, almost, but like roses on it. And I will show you someday with the sun behind it. It's leather. I love it. Here it is. And in there, I didn't know that I had a letter from someone in there. I guess I wanted the divine to protect him, and therefore I put it there. I had no clue, so I was very surprised when I saw that now. And I guess at the time he was in prison, that's when he used to write, so. Well, I will let it be there. Anyways, yeah, previously I had taped on, like in the inside of the cover, some images that were like spiritual to me, and it was like I guess there were some Jesus images in them also, but they were very similar to the Nature's Whispers kinds of, like with many images in the images and so on. I liked that very much even then, and this was long ago. One I actually have left. One of those. It wasn't really that bright, but I guess they. Not sure what they're doing. Happy Friday, I will just say to that. Anyways, I will just keep going, I think. And maybe do another one more relaxing and warn you for this one that it's not all that. Yeah, so anyways, actually I had several of these here that were take care of the weak, it says also. And also this by Holy Bridget, or that where I lived in Vadstena for a while. Blessed be you, my God, who gave me the sorrow, because through the sorrow I know myself to be thy daughter. She said. True that. Sometimes those kinds of things, I don't mean that. And that was one thing when I was 18 and went to this Bible school for a year. I loved that. I really held that in my hand. I held on to that. And those who were there, they didn't get that. They thought it was what? It should be like happy or what? Why? For the sorrow? But to me it was like those kinds of things, the pain and those kinds of things always push you back. If you lose track, they will, life itself will like push you towards your heart, towards your true self. So anyways, not the right time obviously to do this. I will still continue. And this was actually from, I got this from where I was brought up. And the priest that we had, he was kind of kind. We weren't easy to deal with, I must say. The guy that I was together with at the time, he couldn't continue those because one of us had to leave. I just say that. Anyways, and he chose to do so. So that was also kind, I guess. But I wonder if he ever did that then later. Actually, he have had some strange. I would like to talk to him more in depth about certain things, actually, because later on a lot of things, interesting things, I think, around him. But anyways, this was 1st of June 1985 that I got this, so it was quite some time ago. I'm so bad at math, but never mind. Yeah, so I did actually keep one of those images, but this was not the best, I guess. I don't know why I just kept that. I just didn't want to get rid of all of them, I guess. Yeah. And also I've been married to someone whose name is the same name as one in the whole here, so I was like hearting that. Not good. I shouldn't have messed that in my Bible. No, but it's not all that messed up. Most notes or whatever in the New Testament. Here's a picture. Who is this then? Here he is probably. No. But he also needs to actually be in the Bible, I must say. I didn't know I had one. I can't. I have a really, really hard time being mad at anyone. Yeah, well, everyone. I mean, it's what do they say? Everything has its advantages, and everyone have. So I guess, very messed up. Here I have a picture of him. Glad that I can't see well. Sorry, I sound really, really mean and bitter now, but honestly, why? And what did I do at the time? But then again, you never know the reasons. Sometimes things are just meant to be. I got in touch with his awesome, lovely son. That in itself, it was like one of the best treasures in my life, and still is. He is just a wonderful person. I mean, probably maybe his dad is too. I don't know really, but the connection and the personality of his son is something I understand. I mean, yeah, he's an awesome person. He's just the best. So this one though, oh, I didn't know he was there. Many surprises in the Bible, huh? Before I was jumping almost when I saw what kind of letter I had in here. In the stuck into the cover there at the beginning. I will let it be there. It needs to be there, I'm sure. But here, I wonder why, if there was a certain quote. I'm sorry, you don't see. I should have opened this in a video, but then I had so little time, so I thought, no, I won't. Oh, whatever. Yeah, no, it must not be become clean. No, but it's in. I can't read so well. So. Those who are well don't need doctors, it says here. Well, that's what, I guess that's why I kept him here. Not well person. 5:31. Luke. I stuck them in there. I had no clue I had any pictures left of him. Actually, I cut him out. This also, I've done this a couple of times. One of the guys there were living with and were engaged to, and I was around my beginning of 20s there. I've talked about him back and forth, and he's still, I mean, we have many lives back together, I'm sure. I don't know. We still connect, let's just say. And it's more like, I'm not saying that it's like sibling likes, but it's something of a, I don't know how to I mean, I'm not good at cutting cords or disconnect from anyone, even though I need to sometimes, I know that. It needs to be quite heavy for me to ever consider that. But yeah, I have done so with him several times, so just distance myself at least for quite some time or so. But what was I going to say about that now? Yeah, that all the pictures, I had a lot of pictures of him and her before, since we lived together, and so, you know, we had photos at the time, you know, those. and I burned them. I was so, you know, I just visualized him away and burned them all out on the balcony that I had. And the problem was that the whole color, you didn't see it. It was like, you know, this stone foundation on the, so, but the things around the balcony was not so. Yeah, it couldn't take that much. Well, so on the outside of that balcony came this, like the color melted, you know, because I was burning this picture. I have one picture of him, also a tiny face picture like this. Still, that's the only thing I've kept, and sometimes I hesitate, just because of the energies, you know. But then again, I don't know. But I never knew this. That I had these kinds of things in my Bible. Yeah, but then again, as it said, it's not the healthy who needs doctors or healers, you know. Yeah. He have his good ways, but honesty is not one of them. Towards himself, I guess, not the least. This is quite an intelligent person. You don't know him, hopefully, and hopefully he does not listen. I think he wouldn't have heard me enough. But he thought I was a vampire. He was really scared of me once. Yeah, we was out in those. What did he say? What are they called now? Those you can have at the back of the car going away, like you can sleep in them and blah blah blah. Yeah, you know. Anyways, we were sleeping onto their countryside and then there in one of those, and he was honestly freaked out. I don't know why. He thought I was a vampire. Oh. But then again, yeah, he have had a rough time. I mean, everyone, I guess, who, I'm not sure if that's true, but most, at least, everyone that I have come across, I guess, that have had strangeness, yes, they have been through quite a lot to get there. So I shouldn't judge anyone. And I guess they're sweeping the streets or something. That's all the noise. But this one, oh my, really. I mean, actually quite smart, not making that appearance. That's the kind of cop-out. He does that. He pretends to be kind of slow to get ahead. Yeah. With people around. I mean, if you know him well, you know he's nothing of the kind. He's quite quick. He's quite sharp. But that's I guess that have been his defense forever and a day. And he needed that, I'm sure. Yeah. But I have to wish him well, although, I mean, such a... I'm just laughing about all the kinds of things. Oh my. Yeah, what can I say about that? Yeah, I should just leave it alone. But he have not been very, very nice to me, let's just say. But he was not like violent or so. Well, he threatened, but then again, I didn't take that. So I guess when I was younger, I did. I didn't take it then, but I didn't want to harm the other one. So I was like too attached to protect myself first. But when this one started waving around, screaming that he would, like, I just got up in his face and said, well, get on with it, you know. And then he didn't dare, he ran away. So that's good. That's the good part. Yeah. But then again, he was not kind in many other ways. Oh my. I guess it was, I don't know why really. One of the things, okay, I will just say this. This is he himself who said it, and he got to stand for it. Also me being overweight, you know. And he not the least at this time, but anyways, like mocking, just, you know, those very unbrave persons who do this all the things every time behind your back. Oh man, you know, or woman. What? That's just so. Those kinds of people are, to me, I'm sorry to say this, now I'm really becoming cynical, but my cynical side didn't pop up here, but you know, they are like small ants or like tiny mosquitoes, although they can be, I mean, mosquitoes can kill someone. They can be dangerous with their, I don't know, infectious diseases or, I don't know. But you know, how tiny can you become if you just, if you are like that? I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not a good person, obviously, or else I would talk about something else. But I was like a little bit surprised to see this. But yeah, and also there is still, I always have some love still for those that I have ever had love for. I can't like disconnect from that. That's impossible. I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. So I recall those positives as well. But there's a limit. And this one said I followed him around, and that's just what. And he had this, not a car, but like, whatever it's called. Well, you with motor. Anyways, I don't know the English word, not motorcycle, but anyways, he was moving around. Yeah, would I, in my shape, run around after that? First of all, oh, I just start to laugh when I think about it. And then also when I've been at the store, he have like popped up and checked every shelf, you know, without like wanting to talk or saying hi or anything. Yeah. Following me around, you know. What? Oh man. Oof. Yeah. very, I mean, yeah, mentally something is lost there. And that's the case also if you're like open and quite forward and maybe not adjust all that much and seemingly, you know, the super nicest ever. You get, and he can get that, give that appearance quite easily. So yeah, I guess there would have been maybe one who believed him. No, I don't think ever one would have. Also, it's okay. God, I just keep rambling now. You are my friends, right? But this is him. I mean, I can't stand for what other people say. Oh, I mean, he have never taken it back or anything. So whatever. When we were going to get a divorce, I have landed something. I've maybe told you this before. I'm not saying this to make him bad. I'm not really, because I mean, everyone who treat others like shit, they live in hell already. You don't need to like put them there. So, if anyone know who he is, I don't mean to judge him personally. Just the situations, you know. As you think about someone you're together with, or people overall, you think about maybe they should treat you with love, especially if they say they love you or so. And this one, when we were going to get divorced, he afterwards said that or maybe he's just totally I don't know. But anyways, he said that I tried to strangle him. First of all, he's not weak. He have some muscles, at least then he did. And I mean, I'm not strong, so, or at least then I wasn't. No, I'm not still. But anyways, thing is, no, I just start to laugh. How can anyone do like this, for example? Or how could I even choose? I don't know what I was like. I was not well to get into this, but then again, probably I've maybe shared some lifetimes with these. Some said that we had been siblings in previous lives, even his son and us. But anyways, another witch who actually passed on later. Anyways, not the high priestess, but another one who had the same name, by the way. But yeah. I owed him a little bit of money. It was not much, because I had lent some for a massage bench that I bought, and so I asked if I could just like, you know, pay a little bit. I had quite little, so, and I needed to move and all stuff. So if I could just give him for like over 3 months or so, or yeah, if I could spread it out a little bit to pay him back for that. And then he said this. He said, well, we can go to another town or something, and I could fix someone that you could have like sex with at a hotel room or something, and for it to be safe that he should be there. Well, yeah, great. I would feel super safe if he was there, all right. But and then he would take like 20%, 10%. I don't know what he said. I guess this must have been like a perverted dream of his or something. I don't know. But I was just, my jaw just dropped. What? And this guy, I was married to him. What? He also came from a very kind of strictly Christian stuff that he was into, and he should have really figured out who I was before marrying me then, because he believed that the woman should obey the man because it said so in the Bible. And I said, well, I don't like obey that. I mean, I don't follow those kinds of things, and I don't believe it. And what I wouldn't, obviously. And so that went wrong. Yeah. But anyways, just to say that. So then he saw me as I don't know what from, and so so we wouldn't be like discovered, go to somewhere else, and I don't know what. And he even had some ideas of what I would do those times, and I just stared at him and I said to him, I was actually laying in the same bed when he had that suggestion, and I took my fist and I like hit him on the shoulder quite hard, I hope. I don't think it was hard enough though. And I said, I could kill you. I said, I mean, I didn't mean I could kill you, but I mean as if you were mad at someone, I could kill you, you say, like that. And he never mentioned that again though. And I guess I don't know how I did with the money, if I paid them once, but it meant that I could like earn those money in that way and then paying back quicker than, I mean, what? This, but it's still those that are healthy don't need doctors, so. But I mean, also have this appearance, that is something that really makes me irritated at times. And I guess that's also one of the reasons why I haven't been comfortable in those like certain congregations or with certain types of people, because the appearance can be so sweet, and then something totally else is there, but people buy into that, and that makes me angry. For example, as I mentioned before, I have this cousin of mine who have been in prison for sexual abuse towards his daughter, and he cannot be friends with me on, for example, Facebook or so. He wrote a sweet little note. He's kind of a sweet, I mean, how can you say that about someone like that? But yeah, I know quite some of those. Anyways, he is seemingly very kind, softest of all of my cousins, I guess. Not that I know him well, but and he still feel that he have the right to judge me. So because I am a medium and do these things, he cannot. Here in this church environment where you are like evil, all their fears. But it's, that really, make me want to like explode. More than ever. Okay, this made me go off on a real rant. And oh, sorry if you listen then, my former husband. Oh. Yeah. Whew. How could I even? What was wrong with my brain? That was also the time when I was getting sober. Yeah. And obviously, I hadn't gotten very sober in my mind. I mean, I would have, I don't know. That was so, I don't know. What was I thinking? And there was a man that I love still. I wonder if he's still around. I think about him a lot. That actually said that to me. That seems very, maybe very, very stupid to say right now. But still, he said that he was like surprised and said, "You are so high above this, guy." He was like super surprised. And I now I am too. But, I didn't first of all, I didn't see myself in a positive light, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It was not that I didn't like myself. It was just that I didn't have a view of myself as something super valuable, sort of, I guess. And that was reflected, obviously, back. But still, I did at the time also. It was just things were anyways, how things were. Still, it's kind of fun to have a picture of him. Yeah. And I don't know how he's doing, but I know he's been quite sick back and forth, so who knows how long he even will be around. But everyone meets whatever they have. I mean, I believe in that anyways. I'm not saying that I have the truths about things, but that everyone get what's coming, what's theirs. And yeah, I mean, he scars himself more. I have confidence in myself, and in one way I always had as a little child also, as I mentioned before, going even deeper into the rabbit hole. When I was abused as a small kid, when I was like 3, because they moved from that place when I was 3, so I know at least then, maybe before. And this man who lived there, then he had a daughter. He abused her all her life. I learned later we are still friends, and so, or till she was like 11 or so when she got her periods and so. Anyways, I was defiant even then. I mean, it was not like I thought, oh, I could like dissociate myself, I guess. So I cut off a lot of things that have happened. But when it comes to that particular situation that I remember, I was still so small, so I didn't really understand what happened there. But I understood that this is so fucking wrong, and he had us in a bathtub and everything, and you know, what you do, what you can do, and I tried to cheer her up and encourage her to just have him, you know, I mean, to stand up against him. But that was her dad, who, I mean, she was so molded by him. Also, like, she was very neat and very like I don't know. When it took her tiny shoes, you put them in the neat way, like besides each other, and she was like that kind of, which I was not. I dropped everything and forgot where and yeah, well, but yeah, all the noises outside. Oh, I talk for so long. I need to stop soon, right? Or how long have I talked even? I need to pause maybe and check that. So yeah, even then I did what I could in that situation, because I was not having it, you know. So what did I do? Yeah, I took a dump in the bathtub when I was 3 there. That was my protest. That was what I could. And he was angry and did lift us up, and we were. And then when my dad came and picked me up, I mean, at least he had a kind of, then I guess he did describe that he had no reason to even have me without clothes in that tub or doing anything with me, you know. But anyways, I mean, I have always been like that. I could cut myself off, but I've never like. So in one way, I have, you know, what do you say, like abandoned myself, but in another way, I haven't. I mean, it's in the way that I have made myself like not conscious of what's going on, sort of, as a protection measure of sorts. But if I have been aware of it, I would have. I mean, yeah. Aside from that sort of conflict when I care for the person very, very much, and like, then it have been difficult to, like, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to kill someone. So, but I'm still here. Well, that was, I don't know where I went with that, but yeah. Interesting. But I mean, those who are more adjusted, if you say, may have been very much more hurt. I see that around me, and still that's so appreciated, and that also makes me mad. I mean, so sorry about that. And also I have a little New Testament. I talk about the I recently also read about that someone talked about that as if there are only 2 religions, like the. Oh, this is the New Testament that I got from my first the first time my brother was in India. He'd been there 3 times, I think, 2 times maybe, for several months. This is a little one, and he wrote sweet in it. This is so beautiful. This is, I can just say it in Swedish. I don't know how to translate this. I wonder, there is no date here. He bought it in Madras, in a church in Madras. And to his beloved little sister. Sweet. It costed 3... Oh, it says October 92. This must have been one of the first times he was there. Very beautiful. Anyways, 3 kronor, like, I don't know what that would be like. In Swedish. Anyway, Nils Ferlin, he wrote: Men Indien lyser förstorat och vågorna sjöng så här: Förstår ditt liv förlorat när inte din oro bär. Oh, that's so beautiful. But you don't know Swedish, maybe? I can't translate that, honestly, in the way that it's said. No, you have to check Nils Ferlin. I will just mess his words up. But this I also have... Yeah, well, anyway, someone talked about that there are like 2 religions. First, those who develop naturally, the nature religions, or the pagan path, the natives' ways. And then those book religions, which then lean not towards experience and the connection with what is, so to speak, but towards thinking that what's said in a book that's not changing is the truth. And then they also, that God who had that bargain with Abram with God rather, but like had these chosen people, and they argue all the time, I mean, in those different religions, which ones were those chosen then. That seems not so true to me. But still I can also, if whatever it is that I feel it through, or filter it through, if you say, the way that I pick it up, and the things that I have picked up, and the communication that I've had, whether the name would be like, let's say it would be Mithras or some other Apollo or some other song or something, instead of, let's say, Jesus then, for example. I don't have personally really a problem with it. I know the communication, and I do communicate with what I call, if you think, some people, the New Age more people call it like the Christ consciousness and all that it would be like a I don't know, I mean, I can understand that and I can like but that's just, I mean, to me that's a person, that's the like an entity, if you say, person maybe is the wrong word, but in a way, and so and I do have close connection and communication going on, so I have no real need to I think even through those book religions some streams of light have poured through, if you say. Some truth is there, although messed up with a lot of fears and a lot of politics, if you say, or a lot of things that control. I mean, there are always oppressors everywhere that want to control everything. And why not use religion? That's common, you know. And then you like really touch onto the deepest fears, like an eternal hell. How cool would that be? So, yeah. So then you can really control them. And I really don't believe in that part. And I don't believe in those written in that sense. But I still believe that those people who wrote those things and those who have gotten connection to spirit through those things, there is still so much beauty and so much truth in that, though, if you do understand what I'm saying here. And I have felt that and know that, and it's part of me, so I can't dismiss that fully, though. but I guess most of them wouldn't call me a Christian, and I probably wouldn't. I don't go around calling myself that, because that wouldn't be maybe what most people generally think of as a Christian. But to myself, I would be, I mean, in one way then, or in one way I would be, yeah. But I'm a pagan and a shaman and those things, yeah. Yeah, I know, it sounds very messed up, but to me it's not. It's not at all. It's just broaden. Why wouldn't you be able to connect? Like also in those worlds, in myths and everything, the upper worlds and this middle world, you say here, and the lower world, or the underworld as I talked about with Osiris and that yesterday. Why wouldn't you be able to? I've heard that also many times with those who work spiritually, like in Wicca and so on, like with various realms, like connecting to, you go through a hole in a tree and journey like that, or journey upwards, and many have just one. They can journey in one direction, and probably you're more connected to one or the other. But to me, they are accessible, all of it, as I feel. And that's great. And then the labels for it and everything, yeah, doesn't bother me, but I can understand how it bothers others. And the critique of it often is valid. And also I want to kind of go back. My dad, he just shake his head when I talk about all these natives that many or several of generations back, at least, his granddad had reindeer and so on, but they were suppressed, by Christians, enslaved, really, some of them, and treated so badly, as many natives all over the world. And I just, as I've said before, I can't take sides of the oppressors there. I want to also because I'm a shaman and I have that in me. I've always been like, and also because I want to lift them up, how can you say? I feel them. I could never go to that mine where they were having like native Swedes as slaves and so on. I don't think I could cope with that. I'm sure many have been there or cleansing and so, but I don't think I would, because just thinking about it make me so mad. Although it's not now, but then again everything is now. But yeah, still I want to, like, what is it called now? Apply to, because in there is a, like, what is it, a little government, or do you say the Sami ones, also over like Russia, Norway, Finland, Sweden. I guess I guess they meet together, yeah, and have, since not so far back, but their own flag and stuff. But to be allowed to vote there, you need to be like registered Sami, and then there are certain things that are needed. Maybe you should know the language. I don't know the language, but my grandma did, and maybe I could apply, and the only reason for me to want to do that is because they were suppressed to hide it away. My grandma on that side, she used certain, you could say, magical techniques or certain stuff now and then, just like quickly or hidden away, because she was also Christian and it was in the church, and yeah, but like that went a little bit side by side anyways with her too. Smaller tiny things like healing modalities or such, and she was also working with herbs but yeah, so where am I going with this ramble? I just think that I couldn't like let them go. That was, I feel not more connected. I feel connected to many things, but there are those who use whatever in a bad way, So sometimes it's not the outer form that really is the most important thing. It's the individual who embrace that. How do they do that? I mean, is that like a way to grow in wisdom and share love and for good things? Is that the purpose, or more understanding and so, or what is it? And that can go. I mean, there are not super nice shamans, some of them, and there are all kinds of people in every area. So it depends, as I said, about magic and all kinds of things. It depends how you want to use it. And we have the capacity, all of us, to, surprisingly sometimes to ourselves, to go in either direction, I think. Well, then also I have actually saved, I found my little children's Bible. Here I've written my name. Oh, I have some drawings here, so sweet. Like, probably Jesus, it looks very strange here. I must show this sometime. Holding another one, flying around. But I drew blood everywhere. First, the record that I had, I also drew, because I guess that was from some trauma, where some close one cut their arm, throwing it through a window, and there was blood everywhere. And when I was like 4, I think that's why Oh, what is this? I'm sorry. This is a letter from me to the girl, Christina, a neighbor. And I've written her. I see that it's her in our post things. And what a strange sun there. I was seeing, I wrote that I believe in the summer, and I believe in I've written it down wrong, love. And then I drew her here with some, we must not have been friends here. I wonder why I have it. Maybe she didn't want to be friends, or give it back, or I don't know. Maybe I did send something else, I don't know. I must have been very small when I did this. I couldn't write very well. I don't want us to fight anymore. I said here. Yeah. And this. So I still have the one that I got when I was like 5, or when you were in this. Maybe I should check through that and talk about that a bit. Actually, they have pictures anyway for children. I think that they are so dramatic, the stories here. I kind of like that, though. Yeah. When we went to that, where I was blessed as a kid, as I saw. Yeah. Oh, Wayne Dyer's Love's books, and some the Tao of Love and stuff also, and Many Lives, Many Masters, Brian Howard. And I also have found some. I have a lot of Cleansing the Mess feng shui, and a couple that are exact the same book. And I didn't know because they were in the mess, obviously. And other signs and symbols and yoga for children. That was cool to find. And also have about certain books about Spinoza and stuff that I didn't know I still had. And the Tao Te Ching, that was the... Oh, here I actually have the date where this first... I talked about that the other day, where Master Taoist, he said his name, but I won't mention that. I don't... For some reason, I don't want to... his message to me and everything, to water the world with light. It It's better than with the vanishing figure, you, if you could say, or the. And there is another word for that I use. I got it in Swedish though, but like a. Yeah, I can't. I will see if I can find a better translation to English for this. But that was February 25th, 98. That he came to me and talked, and I guess this was one of the first times that guides came through and talked to me. And I every day read in the Tao Te Ching at the time. One of those. I mean, if you read something, or you can invite that kind of energy, obviously, because you're connected to that. It's 81, it seems. It was long since I read this. This is an awesome book, one of my favorites, yeah. And the most favorite book that I have talking about books is Thich Nhat Hanh's Buddhist Life and Teachings, or what it's called. That I stumbled across when I was mad because one of my friends, Matthias, he was late, and I was waiting to him, in Gothenburg there, and I went into one of those thrift store kind of things, and this book, it have been such a gem, bumped into it ever since. Yeah, I guess I will just end this little. Maybe I will do another one when it's a little bit more quiet. If you cope to listen. Yeah, so many things. Yeah. Well, I'm just sending you lots and lots and lots and lots of love. And, well, yeah, really, truly. This life is super duper short, and we are all very fragile in many, many, many ways, and we really need each other. We really need to support and strengthen each other and share wisdom, if we can find pieces of that somewhere. I mean, I guess, yeah, that's the valuable thing. What else is there? If you're very young, I don't think you would listen to me, but if so, then you have no idea how quick it is. I've always been this philosophical, half-deep one, if you say, combined with, like, I don't know how to describe it, but even though I had contemplated life and death when I was very young, I mean, I was always in those both worlds, sort of, always been communicating in a way, at least consciously, since I was quite a young teen, and to me it's natural. It's like it's where I need to be. It's where I love to be also. But even though I did that, it never really, and I think still it's impossible really to get that, honestly. We live in a magical universe with, like my little nephew that is being born, and the way he discovers the world, I mean, the way he sees things, it's fantastic. And this whole thing is fantastic. We should just celebrate that together and not talk shit like I did now. No, but sometimes, you need to share things also. If I think like this, and maybe I'm wrong about this. I've gotten some critique about this, honestly, several times by spiritual, and I did this with the fingers, like, quote unquote, like spiritual people, that you shouldn't, like, even sometimes I kind of can be a little bit mocking, but that is just for the fun. I mean, I don't generally talk bad about people. I can do that for my entertaining thing, and that is not to be mean at all. And I would absolutely, approve of anyone doing that with me, because that's just in a silly way and not in a degrading, that when people whisper and talk to each other like in this, I can't take that. I can't deal with that. And I say that to people when they try to spread, rumors or shit around with people, and so I just don't want to. And they discover that quite quickly, that I'm not into that. I'm not interested, and I just disliked this whole about that and that person, and then they also at the same time are sweetest ever officially or at Facebook or whatever. And I think what, but I try to just ignore it's people are what they are, but when it comes to certain things, that still I think is good. I mean, if people behave in a certain way, or things that have happened, for example, abuse now, I don't know what I think about this whole, it can go the other way around also when people, you have to not just buy into if anyone say their truth about the situation or another person or whatever, because that's may not even be true, but also it's their perception or what they perceived or experienced. So that can be wrong in a more like objective view, if there is any of those. But still, I think really it's needed, and I think you do have the right to talk about what you have been subjected to or experienced, and also, that people not to. I don't think it really serves anyone to attack anyone else. I'm sorry that but I will still upload this now, so how sorry am I? But if anyone knows these guys that I talked about, I really have nothing. I have no bad, I never think about him honestly. So I wish him good, if anything. He doesn't. And also I'm really thankful that I got to know his son, and yeah, well, that's it. But still the experiences I have had, or how, I don't think it's beneficial to, even when it's true, and to talk down on someone or this or that, because that will only push them further into their own badness, let's say. It won't help them out of there. It won't give them any. It will just have them stuck in that corner of whatever people perceive of them, and it's better to open some windows and doors, and so they can find a way to change, and that's harder if many people would have a perception of them already that is not too good. So you shouldn't, as I think of it, you shouldn't have to hide or protect. If someone treats you like shit, you wouldn't have to, for their sake, not tell. Or if you have been subjected to abuse as a kid or whatever. But at the same time, to talk about those things just to paint the other person black, that I don't think helps in any way. But I think still it's important to be able to freely express what you have experienced or how you say things and so on. I think it helps everyone to hear others' perspectives of things, and without any bad intent in such. All right, I will just stop now. I didn't mean to get into that. That's the problem when I have not planned what to talk about. I have a lot of things I could say. Yeah. Not a lot, though. Yeah. But, anyways. I need to wrap this up in some way, and I don't know how to do that. I really don't know. But to me, as I said about these paths that I'm on, the eternal or that is more interesting to me, and many things in this here and now, living every day and so, is also fantastic. But I've always been drawn to that. I want to explore and understand more, and and not only this limited expression of ourselves, and yeah. I just started to laugh again. So to me, I guess that's also, to me, it's not just inspiration. I really communicate with my guides and with the ancestors every day, and so on. So the spirit world is so with me all the time, and in many shapes and forms, let's say, and so whatever you would call it, I still have this connection. Mostly when it comes to Buddhism, I guess also Thich Nhat Hanh, as I said, he's a Zen Buddhist though, but that and Tibetan, maybe mostly Tibetan, because they have this shamanic influence in it, I guess, that I can relate to. And yeah, also when I watched Kundun with this son of this guy, he was maybe, I don't know, how old can he have been? 12, maybe. And he looked at me and said, "Are you a Buddha?" And I was like shocked. That question was not, and we had seen the film. I mean, I maybe didn't know what a Buddha still was or whatever. I was just, no, not so much. I wish to. We all are. I don't know what I replied to him though, but it was like, it's a cute question to get. But to me, I cannot disconnect from any of these paths that have influenced me and still influences me so much. Sometimes I need more of certain things, like if you say energies or something, and sometimes something in another direction or from another, I don't know. Yeah. I will stop now. Thanks for listening, and please feel free to talk to me in comments. And so I would just feel like I don't want to be drawn into too much personal comments like that just now, yet anyways. Maybe later. I love to communicate with you though, so if you wish to comment and so on, I appreciate that. And if there are questions or anything else, I will answer in videos. And if you want a free personal card or a rune or so for tomorrow's Soul Saturday, also let me know. Yeah, and so that just feels most simple to me. I mean, I feel most free if I do it that way. But it's not that I don't like it. It's the thing that I also, you never know who persons are. And some of you I know because you make your own videos, and I mean, more or less at least I know your face, although I don't have my face up here much, but you know quite well who I am, and also some of you know me personally like that. I mean, on Facebook or so on. So it feels yeah, it's easier for me with those that I have a clue like such. But I still appreciate anyone's comments. So. Okay, can I even stop? It seems difficult. I will stop now. Take care, sweet ones, and